Blackstone Audio presents The American, previously published as A Very Private Gentleman by Martin Booth. This book contains the following dedication: For Hugh and Karen. People begin to see that something more goes to the composition of a fine murder than two blockheads to kill and be killed, a knife, a purse, a dark lane. Thomas de Quincey. High in these mountains, the Apennines, the spinal cord of Italy, with its vertebrae of infant stone to which the tendons and the flesh of the old world are attached, there is a small cave high up a precipice. It is very difficult to reach. The narrow path is littered with loose stones, and, in the spring when the thaw comes, it is a running stream, an angled gutter 200 metres long, slicing across the sheer surface of the rock face, collecting meltwater as the scar incised in the bark of a rubber tree channels the sap. Some years, the local people claim, the water runs crimson with the sacred blood of the saint who lived in the cave as a hermit, dined on lichen or moss, consumed the pine nuts fallen from the firs overhanging the precipice high above, and drank only the stony water seeping through the roof of his abode. I have been there. It is not an outing for the faint-hearted or sufferers from vertigo. In parts, the path is no wider than a scaffolder's plank, and one is obliged to move upwards crab-fashion, one's back to the rock, facing down into the valley below, across to a purple haze of mountains jagged like the scales of a dragon's back. This, they say, is a test of one's faith, a trial to be taken on the route to salvation. They say you can see 200 kilometres on a fine day. There are scrubby pines growing at intervals along the path, the offspring of those far overhead. Each is festooned, as if for a religious festival, with clots of spiders' webs hanging like the dense gossamer ghosts of Chinese lanterns. They say to touch one is to be burned, to be inculcated with original sin. The poison on the web is reported to restrict respiration, choke one to death as readily as if the spider was vulture-sized, its hairy legs locked about your throat. Lizards green as emeralds dart through the litter of dead needles, mountain succulents and wind-bent herbs. The reptiles have black heads for eyes and might be brooches of precious stones, were it not for their lithe, impulsive movements. The cave is about 5 metres deep, and just high enough for an average man to stand. I do not have to bow my head in there. A ledge cut in the rock on one side served as the saint's hard bed of contrition. At the cave mouth there is usually to be found the remnant of a campfire. Lovers use the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?